This isn't just another office ghost story you hear around the water cooler. This is a terrifying reality, a nightmare that began in the most mundane of places. I have the evidence, the footage, the chilling memories that prove every word. The office didn't just want me to stay late that night. It wanted me to stay forever. It wanted me to become another forgotten fixture in its cold, steel embrace. It was a normal late closing shift, nothing out of the ordinary. The clock on my computer screen read 10:47 p.m. and I was just finishing up a quarterly report. The building was silent, save for the hum of the servers. Then the elevator arrived on my floor, its soft chime echoing through the empty space. An immediate, unsettling feeling washed over me, a cold dread that had no logical explanation. I was alone, or so I thought. I walked past a row of empty cubicles, heading towards the exit. That's when I saw it, a computer screen glowing faintly in the dim light. It was at a desk that hadn't been used in months, belonging to an employee who had left abruptly. The screen was active, displaying a blank document. As I stared, a slow, deliberate typing began. It sounded heavy, like someone pressing each key with a single, thick finger. The sound continued, rhythmic and unnerving, even though every cubicle around it was empty. I strained my eyes, trying to make sense of the impossible. There was no one there. Then, words began to appear on the screen, slowly forming a message. Each letter materialized with a chilling finality. The monitor displayed a stark, terrifying sentence: "You're still here." My heart hammered against my ribs as I stumbled backward. I didn't think, I just reacted, fleeing towards the security room down the hall. Maybe the cameras would show me something, anything, to explain this. I frantically scrolled through the feeds, my breath catching in my throat. On camera 3, which covered the main office floor, a figure appeared. It was hunched over, facing a wall, utterly still. I blinked, and it was gone. My eyes darted back to the screen, searching, and then it reappeared, closer this time, still hunched, still facing away. It was playing a cruel game. The figure vanished again, only to reappear directly behind my desk, where I had been just moments before. It stood there, motionless, a dark silhouette against the faint glow of my abandoned monitor. I turned off the security monitor, desperate to make it disappear. But its reflection, a faint, distorted image, lingered on the dark glass, staring back at me. Then, a sudden, mechanical whirring erupted from the main office. All the printers, every single one, activated simultaneously. Their rollers spun, their lights flashed, and paper began to spew out. I rushed back, my fear momentarily overridden by a desperate need to understand. Each page carried the same stark, black message, printed over and over: "You shouldn't stay after hours." The air grew heavy, thick with an unseen presence. The fluorescent lights above me began to flicker erratically, casting dancing shadows that seemed to writhe and stretch. The office plunged into momentary darkness, then flickered back to a sickly yellow glow. A sudden, significant drop in temperature enveloped me. I could see my breath in the frigid air, even though the building's heating system should have been running. It felt like a freezer had opened directly behind me. Then, a long, impossibly dark shadow stretched across the polished floor, originating from nowhere. It moved with a slow, deliberate creep, reaching out like a grasping hand. It was far too long to be cast by any object in the room. A low hum started, growing steadily louder. It was coming from conference room B. The projector inside, which had been off all night, suddenly whirred to life. Its bright beam cut through the gloom. I crept closer, peering through the glass wall. On the screen, live footage of me, standing right there in the hallway, was playing. My heart seized in my chest. Then I saw it. Behind my on-screen self, a tall, pale figure stood. Its hand was resting lightly on my shoulder, a chilling, possessive gesture. Its face was obscured, but its presence was undeniable. I spun around, my breath catching in a choked gasp. The hallway behind me was utterly empty, silent and still. There was nothing there, yet the screen showed it so clearly. A sharp, metallic ding echoed through the silence. The elevator, the very one that had brought that initial unsettling feeling, had arrived. Its doors slowly parted, revealing the dark interior, and there it was. The same figure, tall and pale, stood inside the elevator car. Its head began to slowly rotate, a sickening, bone-cracking sound accompanying each deliberate turn. It was looking at me. I didn't wait for it to step out. I didn't wait for another sound, another message, another chilling manifestation. My legs moved on their own, propelling me away from that open door. I fled, not towards the main exit, but towards the emergency stairwell. I didn't look back, not once, as I pounded down the concrete steps, the sound of my own frantic breathing filling the empty shaft. I just ran. I didn't stop running until I was out of the building, out into the cold night air. The next morning, I called in sick, then immediately resigned. I couldn't set foot in that place ever again. I found a new job, a new office, a new sense of normalcy. I tried to forget that night, to convince myself it was just a hallucination brought on by exhaustion and fear. I almost succeeded. Then, one quiet afternoon, a printer in my new office suddenly activated. It whirred to life, spitting out a single sheet of paper. On it, in stark, black letters, was a message that froze my blood. Welcome back.